I've already done a video on how to add inclusions between the columns of flat herringbone, and I'll pop a link up to that video if that's what you're looking for. But there's another way that you can add beads, extra beads, some accent kind of things in herringbone and flat herringbone, and that's at the top of each stitch. So let me show you what I'm talking about here with the beads. Here I have already started my flat herringbone, and instead of adding a bead at the top or at the bottom of each stitch, so and by the bottom of the stitch what I mean is, so if I pick up 2 and go down 1, that's what I consider the bottom of the stitch, because now I'm where I need to pass up through 1 more to get to the top. So this is what I refer to as the bottom of the stitch, is after I've gone down 1 before I've gone up 1. So if I wanted to, I could go ahead and pop a bead in there at the bottom of the stitch. But let's say that I want to actually add some extra embellishment. So instead, at the top of the stitch, what I can do is pick up the first bead of my herringbone set, then pick up my embellishment bead, and then pick up the second of my herringbone set. And I'll make the stitch just like normal. What's going to happen is that little embellishment bead is going to be centered right on top of the 2 herringbone beads. And so this is something that works best with a smaller size bead. Sometimes, like if you're at the bottom of the stitch and at the point that you have made this kind of V out more, the 2 columns V out more, you can fit much bigger beads in there. But at the top of the stitch, you're really kind of limited to something that's a little more smaller than the bead that you're actually working with in your herringbone stitch. So then when you go to, I'll flip it over, do the little beads along the edge, start my next row. And what you're going to do is you're just going to keep going as if that bead weren't there. So let's say I want to keep this column of embellishment going, so I'll pick up herringbone bead, an embellishment bead, and a herringbone bead. And then I just pretend like that bead in the center there is not even there. And there we go. Now this is going to pop in right on top of it. So you can see where it's going to create this staggered embellishment bead. And then here at the bottom of the stitch, if I want to, I can go ahead and say, let's go ahead and pick up 2 this time. And then at the top of the stitch again, it would be a herringbone bead, an embellishment, and a herringbone. And then that gives you a wide piece of embellishment down the center, and then just a little tiny accent at the top of the stitch. So that's another option for you guys to play around with and design your own little special, unique pieces. I love to see what you're working on, so please share it with me. You can find me on Facebook, either as Jill Wiseman or Jill Wiseman Designs, and you can also email me. I've got an email address around here. Thanks so much for joining me.